Hello, welcome to Switched On. Paul speaking, and today we're going to be having a look at DC Universe Online, which launched today. And if you're waiting for this one to download with its 24 gig download, or you're just wondering what this one's all about, then I thought we'd have a quick look. I've already been in, created a character, been through the introduction and the tutorial, because I didn't think people would want to sit through that. But it's got a really impressive opening cutscene, really nicely animated. Goes on for quite a while as well, a good sort of 5-6 minutes, maybe more. Introduces the story of what's happening, and then you get the chance to create your character. So here's Captain Xander in all his glory. The character creation was actually excellent. Lots of choices, not only in looks, but also in the way you put your character together. So there's lots of choices, and I would hazard a guess that there's thousands of different combinations of builds that you can make. So really excellent options there. I've gone for some sort of what we got here. I'm a hero, sort of specialising in tech. So Batman's my mentor. I've got a power of fire, so all of my sort of elemental attacks are fire. And I've got a bow, and I've also got the acrobatics movement type, which means I can climb walls and stuff like that. So yeah, lots and lots of stuff to change. Really impressive stuff. So I've played a little bit of the online session. So you sort of start with a tutorial, which is single player, work your way through a little single player mission, and then you end up in this multiplayer hub, which seemed to run okay. I've not really stressed it at all yet, but it seemed to be reasonably robust in the sort of 20 minutes that I wandered around. And that's the exit. That's going to do us no good. So our first mission here is to go to Gotham and take care of the Scarecrow. But I haven't really wandered around. I will say, while I'm looking at this as well, I've been playing mostly handheld this evening. And someone goes flying past on their belly. Who was that? Yeah, so I was mainly playing handheld, and the text is tiny. I believe it had some complaints anyway on sort of PC and PlayStation. But yeah, if you're playing this mainly handheld, then just be aware of that. The text is absolutely tiny. It's not too bad here on the monitor, so that's something at least. So we've got lots of things that we can bring up. Press the plus button. You've got a whole raft of menus here. This is like your inventory, so you can customize. You've got your stats, cash. 45. It's just all sorts of augmentations and gear that you can equip. Next tab here is styles, so you can change up your look if you're not happy with your original look. It's got lots of things that you can tinker with. Next tab here is your journal, so this is like a history of your missions. So our next mission is Panic Attack, and then you can list them here. You can sort them along the top bar. Next one along the bottom is your traits. So we're currently, as I say, working on the fire trait. Loadout, it's the abilities that you unlock as you go along. So you hold down ZL and press the corresponding face button there. So Y or X I've got unlocked at the moment. And I believe later on ZR opens up and does the same thing. So you hold down ZR and you've got access to all the face buttons. We clicked out the menu. That wasn't very smart. So where were we? We were on traits, which is there. Weapons, as I said, we went with a bow. Looks like you can unlock the other weapon types, but we're stuck with the bow at the moment. And you've also got this skill tree. You get skill points. We've actually got another skill point, so we can unlock one of these. So trick shot grants multiple abilities: explosive shot or arrow storm. So holding down X and looks like either clicking in L or pulling L down. Or block breaker launches multiple arrows at a target from range. So tap X 3 times and then hold X down. There's a different combo there as well. Tap X 4 times and then hold it down. That's interesting. Ooh, I think I will go with the block breaker because that's quite easy, just to hammer on X. So from what I've played so far, the combat isn't that complicated. You literally just hammer on the attack button. I guess it gets more complicated and needing to use elemental attacks. So next thing is deeds. These are like things you can collect because I've got a headline, but these are sort of accomplishments, I imagine. And I keep pressing the B button. Do apologise. Yeah, sort of in-game accomplishments. So press the B button because logically you'd want to go back, but that just takes us out of the menu completely. So that's not great. Anyway, so we've got these headlines that you can unlock. I guess these are to do with the story when you unlock story modes. And you've got all sorts of different things here to unlock. Map of the world. So here we are at the moment. We need to go to Gotham. See if we can zoom in with the R button. So yeah, we need to be heading. There's a bigger map of the overview, and there's Gotham. So yeah, we need to be heading here, down to the exit, towards Gotham. This looks like multiplayer events. They're not unlocked yet, I don't think. Doesn't seem like you unlock them until level 6. But you can play 1 player, 2 player, 4 player, 8 player events. Player versus player arenas, player versus player legends. So again, loads of online stuff. League management looks like some sort of clans, something like that. Apparently you can't have that unless you're a paying member, which is something we haven't spoke about yet, have we? I'm sure you're probably aware, but this is a free-to-play game, free to download, but it does have a subscription model if you want all the content, and that starts at £12.50 a month, which is a lot. I'm guessing, I've not seen the American dollar price, but I'm guessing at £12.50 it's going to be $15 a month. That just sounds like a hell of a lot to play an MMO. I've never really been into MMOs, to be honest with you, so I don't know if that's sort of average pricing or whether that's... I mean, people obviously do pay it. But for me personally, that sounds like a hell of a lot of money to be paying to play a game. So let's make our way to Gotham. And see if we were kind of in the right place. I think we've just done a big loop. So that's awesome. It's making you go around the houses. So enter Gotham. So holding down A. Let me get out. I mean, the graphics are really nice. These cutscenes, as I say, were excellent. They were really, really good. Maybe not quite as good as Marvel Ultimate Online, which I thought was excellent, but certainly, up there on a par, in the same ballpark. So movement mode. So press L to activate your acrobatics movement mode and travel faster. Yeah, so I can walk around with L, and if I click L in, I've got this like really goofy running animation. And so it allows you to climb walls, which is pretty cool, I suppose. I don't know if I can do that in normal mode. Let's have a look. No, I can't do that unless I click in L and go into this movement mode. Then I'm all sorts of agile. So that takes us back out to the station. These are online players now, I guess. Looks like we've got NPCs here as well. Oh my goodness, there's all sorts of red dots over here. Let's go and check this out.
Check your breathers, boys. It's almost nightmare time.
Welcome to a typical night in Gotham. Scarecrow's gang has overrun the East End, pumping fear gas into the atmosphere. They're using an abandoned construction site to distribute fear gas foggers to the rest of Gotham. Shut them down before they panic the entire city.
Alright, Batman, take it easy. Yeah, so I really enjoy using this bow. You also can have like guns. There's like armor weapons, or you can have staffs or swords, knives. Really wide selection of starting weapons, which is cool. I just fancy going with a bow. I think my melee weapon might actually be a staff. This is one of the issues I had with the tutorial. That was sort of, it's flashing there that I'm getting hit, but there's no real indication of where I'm getting hit from. I guess these guys are shooting at me, which isn't ideal. Try my fancy new combo, couldn't I? What was it? X, 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 and then hold down X. Didn't really seem to do much. So it looks like there's other instances of players here with me. I guess that's the whole point of an MMO. So you'd expect that. So I guess we've got to wipe this area clean of ne'er-do-wells. Oh, that was quite a cool weapon. But again, it's like it just one of the slight things that I noticed in the tutorial is it doesn't have quite the, if it excuse the pun, quite the punch. Sort of when you're hitting the baddies, you kind of doesn't really feel like you're connecting with them. There's no sort of animation that they're being hit really. So it kind of feels a little bit, you feel a little bit disconnected. Oh, there's a whole raft of baddies here. We could use our area of effect weapon, which is basically a big fireball.
Run for your life!
Taking out these screamers. But I mean, generally, I've quite enjoyed what I've played so far, especially as it's free. There's no reason not to download and give it a go, apart from the fact of that 24 gig download. So you're either going to be struggling for space or just, you know, bandwidth, or you know, some rural areas that could take hours and hours to download, which isn't ideal. But I think I quite like these MMO sort of games. I've played Warframe on the Switch for quite a while. I've sort of drifted away from it now a little bit, but I certainly did put some decent hours into that. And these sort of games are great. Sort of jump in, do a few missions, level up your character a bit. Captain Zander taking names and kicking ass. Wish there's a bit more of an indication of where you're getting shot. You just seem to, you know, the screen just flashes red. And again, I don't know if this is par for the course for sort of MMOs, but you know, these enemies don't seem particularly intelligent. They're just sort of popping up and then just standing, waiting to be killed. You know, constantly respawning by the looks of it, so I don't know exactly what we're meant to be doing here. Let's have a look. Mission.
Scarecrow's thugs are as crazy as he is, and that's saying something. The more of them you put back in Arkham Asylum, the better.
Okay. So still no indication, just says stop Scarecrow's gang from setting up fear gas foggers. Complete your mission.
The gassed areas of the East End are a living nightmare. Gotham Hazmat is overwhelmed. Help them maintain control, but be careful. The gas will make you pick up on the fears of those around you, or create your own nightmares.
Okay, so it looks like we did complete that mission. So we was prompted for quite a while to press the plus button, and I think that meant that we finished the mission. So we've got to reach the crime scene in the East End, and the arrow's kind of pushing us this way. But I wonder if we can climb over the building if we use our funky movement thing. Can we go up and over? Looks like it. So pretty good sense of scale in this game. You can go vertical. Although sometimes only the stairs will do. Right, let's go up and over again. We're still being prompted to travel here.
Almost got it. Get away! I must finish this. No, I need the money they were going to pay me for a pony for my daughter.
Okay. It's not quite sure what that was about. We just seem to have arrested someone, so that's pretty good. Panphobia. Take out Scarecrow's henchmen as they spread fear gas and terror across the East End. Reach the crime scene in the East End. Mission completed. Press plus and select journal to collect your reward. I think not. So defeat... Oh, okay, here we go. So defeat Scarecrow's gang. Whoa. So we've got to defeat 10 gang members, destroy the gas fear foggers, secure and protect civilians until Hazmat arrives. Fine, we can do that. I've got Solid Snake in here looking like a snake from Metal Gear Solid. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like my new combo. Destroy those foggy things. How are we doing? We've got four gang members down. One fogger done. Yeah, I like that rapid fire. So it's 3 taps and then hold down. It sort of jumps up and does a rapid fire shot. Ah. Not quite sure what that move is, but poison, won't go down. Die! Cheeky little bastard. Seen some pretty cool names so far in so we've had the Solid Snake lookalike. Now we've got Jarrow, who looks to be a take on Arrow. Hallucinating victim. Can we save them? Can we do anything?
Look out!
So we can hold down A to help them. We can't. So we've got 7 gang members to rescue, secure civilians. Again, hoping we can help these victims. We're being shot at still by these dudes.
Calm down. Taking
So we've got a block button as well, I forgot to mention on the R. On the R button. So what else have we got? We need to secure 2 more civilians. I don't know if the civilians are turning into to baddies from the fear gas. Secure and protect civilians until... Ah, there we go, there's another one. I guess we've got to stop them, help the hazmat officers. There's no real indication on the minimap, I don't think, of where we need to go necessarily. Just a bit of a shame. Ah, hallucinating victim. Let's have a look at this one, see if we can do anything here.
Leave me alone! I've got to get away!
Okay, so that didn't do anything either. Unless we just protect them here till they've been helped. Ah, right, okay. So yeah, we sort of protect the frightened civilians until help arrives. So that makes more sense. So here's one over here, hallucinating victim. Kind of have to fight off the baddies around them, let the hazmat people come. So I guess we're trying to call over the hazmat people with the A button. And there we go. So that's completed now. So skill point earned. And then we press plus to end that mission. So we press A.
Good job smashing those foggers. Scarecrow's gas creates hallucinations from the fear centers of the brain. So strong they can cause trauma, even death.
Okay. So there we go. Get a nice chunk of XP for completing that mission. So reach the Malone Improvement District.
Antidote for the gas, but that's not enough to stop Scarecrow's thugs. We have to get the fear gas barrels off the street. Get to their supply depot by the chemical factory. No matter what you see, don't let the effects of the fear gas scare you off.
Okay, so we've got to go and take these fear gas off the streets. Excuse me. So yeah, I quite like this so far. It's very there's a lot to it. Obviously, it's been around for years, so it's obviously been added to and tweaked, and yeah. It's this dude shooting us. Go away. So he's down. So right, we need to go this way according to the waypoint. Take out some of these bad guys on the way because I'm good like that. Oh, I'm getting shot from somewhere. You're no match for Captain Zonda. Come on, Captain Freakout, up you go. Now, of course, he wouldn't be Spider-Man in DC Universe. What would he be? Web crawler. Oh, no! Oof. Right, so what's going on here?
Oh man, good thing you're here. Look, I sent my team in, but Scarecrow's goons are still pumping gas into the air and taking out any hazmat they see. Can you help us out?
So it looks like a side mission. So aversion therapy. GCPD hazmat teams have gone into the affected area, haven't reported back. Find the missing workers, get them out safely. Objectives: defend the hazmat workers for $7. I don't get out of bed for $7. Gee whiz. Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it.
I can't get past Scarecrow's thugs, but you can.
I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. Trying to follow the dots on the minimap. Take that, poisoner. Kind of a perfect time to release this game. I'd say if you've finished with Marvel Ultimate Alliance, then this is going to be filling in that gap really nicely. Again, if you watched any of my Marvel Ultimate Alliance content at all, I'm not the biggest comic book fan. And to be honest, beyond sort of Batman, Superman and Wonder Woman in this one, I'm not aware of really who any of these other characters are. But I think the MMO setting suits this perfectly because you've got your created characters. As we defend one hazmat worker. Yeah, because these are all created characters, it doesn't really matter who they are. We just take it for granted who they are. Here's another one. Hopefully we're not too late. There's two. So yeah, I'd say if you could stomach the 24 gig download, certainly give this one a go. May as well. If you've got the means and capacity to download it. I wouldn't probably, for me personally, I doubt I'll be taking on a subscription. Said at the start, £12.50 a month is a lot to ask. It's 3 of our hazmat workers.
You've got to stop them.
I'm trying to stop them, love.
Experiment 910. to equate the nervousness of a first date with the sheer terror one must feel in a plane crash does a disservice to us all.
I'm sure we're rescuing the same hazmat workers over and over here, but it's counting. And that was the last one. So there we go. So we've got all 5. Got a few little rewards, consumables, and a chunk of XP. So that's good. So let's take on our superhero running animation. Probably won't play this mission, just going to give you a quick overview really, so I hope that's been enough to sort of give you an idea, as I say, while you're waiting for a download or whether you're considering this one. Hopefully you've seen enough gameplay here to sort of realise it's very much a button mashing-y RPG sort of game. Certainly feels fun enough, and you know the main takeaway I guess for the Switch is it runs really nicely. You know, you can tell it's an online game, so there's a little bit of lag and jerkiness, but I mean, considering this is day one, you know, you expect the servers to be super busy, and they're not cross-platform, not yet anyway, so these are the Switch-owned servers, so just Switch players on these servers. Yeah, and considering the scale of the world, I mean, you know, you look at something like Crackdown, not Crackdown, sorry, wrong console, Saints Row for the Switch, and how that struggled performance-wise. You know, an open world games in general, and then you've got this, like an MMO in an open world. Now, graphics are passable, and the performance so far has been rock solid, pushing it a little bit, but you know what I mean, there's been no slowdown, nothing, sort of, no lagging, so really super impressed really with the performance. Collecting these things, I don't know what these do.
504. The rostral anterior cingulate cortex gives us some semblance of control.
If you've got any questions, leave them below. I'm around for the next few hours, so if you need to know anything, just drop me a line. I'll try and answer straight away. But yeah, I'm going to finish off this mission, and I will bid you farewell until the next time. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.